Hey everybody, Slop Culture's back. Episode number 21. Just me and the Rhodius sitting back talking about whatever came up. And lots of stuff did. We talked about television shows. One I've been watching, The Handmaid's Tale, came up. I think SyFy with a Y and a second Y for some reason also came up. All of the programs on that particular channel. We talked about books and J. Rhodius' new ride and the license plate he might put on the new ride. We even talked soccer. There's some World Cup stuff in there. Mancrushes of the World Cup. Believe it or not. Some wine chat. There's so much there. It's such a rich tapestry of conversation here at the Slop Culture Podcast. I want to remind you that we need your help to spread the word. Make sure you go and give us a rating and a review. I have no idea how many ratings or reviews we have on Apple Podcasts or any other podcast device. Follow us on Twitter at Slop Culture Pod. Let people know about it. We want to get this little community to a bigger community at some point. We might even do a J. Rhodius t-shirt with a ding on it if enough people listen and subscribe to the podcast. So let's get that started. All right, I've talked enough. I'm tired. I have to go. So without further ado, episode number 21 of the Slop Culture Podcast, Vanity Plate. No, I hit a button that I shouldn't have hit. It's all good. I'll cut this out. We'll cut this out in post. It'll be like that. Anyway, what I said on Twitter was on the DM was, "I love you too," and I was like, "Is that weird? Like that's not weird, right? You're good with that."
I thought, but for a second, I was like, I mean, like I wasn't like professing like my like.
No, I realized that. Like I knew after I sent the tweet, and like I said, I had a couple beers. I feel a little emotional. It's connected to my boy. But I don't talk to enough, and I was like, "Hey, did I just say something? Did I make it weird? Basically, did I make it weird?"
Yeah, you did, but that's cool. That's usually my job.
Okay, all right. So we're on that. We don't have it. We don't have any plan at all for this one. Like this is just gonna be completely sloppy. We're just gonna get all kind of messed up on.
Oh, sloppy! I like what you're saying there.
I had a couple of things written down though. Like I don't know if you prepped at all for.
Come on, guy. Have you met me?
That's true. There's no prepping involved.
I haven't shaved in a week. I mean, do you think I prepped for this?
Oh, are you rocking an actual beard? Can you pull that off?
Whoa. Let's be careful with the B word, okay? I mean, I could go for like 3 weeks, and then maybe you could call it that.
Okay, I was gonna say, does M approve of the beard?
She'll live with it. I mean, it's not like she's trying to rub up on me. Actually, last night she did. I think she. Here's my problem. I think anytime there's hair in my face, I see myself as Sawyer from Lost.
Okay, all right.
And I think like I can rock a 3-day growth is a good thing for me.
Like a hard shadow, like a tough shadow. Yeah.
But here's the problem too. My shadow is somewhat ashen these days.
Oh yeah, that happens. That happens. So speaking of ashen shadows, I mean I've been rocking the full on beard for a while, right? And there's some blanco, then there's some white in there. Like it's happening already, and it's been that way. Like I look like
I've seen some pictures of you lately. You're looking kind of fit.
I have been hitting the weights and doing all that stuff and going to the gym with my girl. It's been good. We're getting healthy, man. You got to do that.
What's that like?
We're still not there. I'm not cut up or anything. I don't know if I ever will be. Like that's a commitment that I'm not sure I want to make. Like,
there was a cucumber in my sandwich just now, and I felt like a hero.
So speaking of the gray beard, right? I was
my pirate gray beard.
We talk television, we talk movies on this, obviously for because we love that stuff, and we just got done binge watching a show, which I might talk about later, and we needed a new show. So we're flipping through Netflix and we see, how Netflix throws stuff up for you. Yeah. I think we're on my girl's profile, so I don't know if it would have thrown
Netflix understands me better than my wife.
You know what? That's the first opportunity for a good old. Let's see, where is this? Oh, I gotta hit the right button.
J. Rodius.
Can you hear that? Because I've no idea. Okay, you got it. So we needed a new show, and it threw up this show called The Sinner. Have you seen this?
I have not seen that, but it describes my early 20s well.
So it's a USA show, which I didn't know has been on USA. So remember, I mean, when I used to be, when you thought of USA, you thought of Psych or you thought of Monk, right? You thought of
I thought of that kind of stuff. Or what was that show they had? Like it was like Baywatch, but it was like police officers.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, Pacific Blue. Yeah, very, very like kind of inoffensive. Like maybe there'd be like you might see a bikini somewhere, or there might be obviously like one of the characters is always a beautiful woman, but we're not talking about something that's like over the top. There's no curse words. There's no. So violence.
This is a USA show that Netflix now has.
No, so it's just like anything else. Netflix picks them up after they run a season or whatever. But this is very much in now. When I say this, I mean that it's in the sense that it's almost HBO quality. And when I say it's like Mr. Robot, it's not a Mr. Robot type show in theme, but it's got the whole like this is an adult show, hard adult.
Well, USA has all that clout. They're like, okay, we're on that AMC level now, so we're gonna try to do some artsy stuff.
Yeah, this is Jessica Biel starring in this show.
Listening.
Okay. It is called The Sinner, and you're
so
probably
this girl went from seventh heaven to the sinner.
That's a pretty good one, man. I should even think about it. I was not expecting this. Okay, so it just gives you the description, and it basically like a murder happens, and the woman's trying to put her life together or whatever, like responding like the aftermath of the murder, right? In the first 15 minutes of the show. Your girl, Jessica Biel, is at the beach with her husband and her kid, and she's peeling a pear for the kid. And these people in front of her on the beach are playing music. And this girl and this guy are kind of fooling around. Nothing too raunchy, but she's wearing a bikini and there's some hands going places.
I'm in.
Jessica Biel gets up, walks over to the dude, and stabs him straight in the jugular. Kills the dude.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like she whips out her titty legs or something.
No. This is hardcore, boom, violence, right? Like blood everywhere. And I was like, what is happening? This is what I got myself into. Like
she's there with her kid?
She's there with her kid and her husband. And the dude dies, bleeds out on the beach.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't believe Jessica Biel in that.
Really?
Did she pull it off?
She's got that kind of like always sad sack kind of face, right? Jessica Biel's one of those actresses who always look like she's able to pull off that kind of I'm depressed, I'm very sad, I'm Jessica Biel. And I guess it kind of works. I mean, my girl's watching the second episode right now, like literally as we speak.
Without you?
Well, I had to get up to do this, and she was in the middle of it.
Wow, that's the kind of relationship you live in. She just moved on.
Well, I'm telling you, though, I'm not even sure I'm bothered because...
No breaks for a homie.
The first episode gave me, like, not nightmares, but I was laying in bed going, what the hell happened in that show? Why am I thinking about this dude dying on the beach in a bloody pool? Like, it's not cool at all.
No, my wife and I have been consumed with the last episode of Handmaid's Tale. That finish was... No, wait, are you on the Handmaid's Tale train?
We watched, I don't know, 3 of them so far this year because they did that slow rollout like they're an actual television channel.
I'll be the first to admit, like I almost like was done with that show this year because I was like, I just can't watch this chick go back and just more brutal stuff it turned on one episode and you're probably about maybe 5 episodes away from that right now. Okay. And I was like, okay, I'm back in now.
Well, I can't remember how many we watched. And if you are a Handmaid's Tale person and you're listening to this, go ahead and turn it off for about 15 seconds. So I think where we're at is she got caught, right?
Yeah, and that's the point where I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, she came.
I was like, look, it was just far more interesting to me to watch the Canadian thing blow, but like to see her come back to civilization. How do you deal with that? How do you fight it from the outside? I was stoked to watch that story.
We spent way too much time in the colonies for me. Like,
that will change.
Okay, no, I know it will, but I'm saying like that's where we were so much. Like, okay, watching these women slowly like fall apart. Like literally, they're.
See, here's where it bothers me that you're not on the same level yet with me, or we're caught up, because you could see like for a short second in the finale a map of the United States and like the way it's the way it is right now.
That stuff is tasty, right? Like you like the map thing. Like it's
kind of like back in the day with like Jericho,
right?
And
yeah. Well,
what was that other show, post-apocalyptic show that NBC had?
I don't remember. I watched Jericho. I'm thinking of the one that Hulu had with or Amazon. Sorry, Amazon had with the whole Nazi thing. The Nazis win the war. The Japanese win the war.
Yeah, the one's based on the book.
Yeah, The Man in the High Castle. Yeah. Which I guess is coming back at some point. I don't even know.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to think of like what my wife and I've been on. Like it's been Handmaid's Tale, quite a bit of that. Which are getting into the second season of Glow.
I started that. My girl doesn't want to watch Glow. She watched the first season with me. She's not into this. She hasn't committed to doing the second season with me. And I watched the first episode, I think.
I'm enjoying that. And then like I don't know. Other than that, I'm not into too many shows right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just waiting for the season to come. It might be So You Think You Can Dance is back, so I got that going for me.
Okay. You'd think that. All right. I don't know. I'm not into the competition.
I'm into two competition shows, Top Chef and So You Think You Can Dance.
I should do Top Chef. I've heard good things about Top Chef, and I know that people talk about on Netflix the British baking show all the time.
My brother is trying so hard to get me into that.
Have you seen? Okay, if you want a little twist on this,
I've watched an episode. It's just everyone's so dang polite. I don't know.
It's just too nice for you. Like get a little nasty.
I mean, I don't really want to watch. I'm not trying to watch one of those shows where all the girls are always tearing each other's hair out or anything.
Right,
but like I just don't get it. Like their names for stuff. Like I don't understand what the names for things.
My boy Jared wants the middle ground between World Star and the Great British Bake Off or whatever it is. Like you want the middle.
What is that? I don't know what that middle ground is.
I don't know what it is. But have you seen? Okay, if you want a humorous twist on the competition baking show, you have to look at Nailed It on Netflix. Have you seen this?
Nailed It. Oh wait. I saw the title picture for it, but I haven't opened it up or anything.
Right, they probably threw it in front of you because they were pushing it on Netflix. It's basically like all of these, they like a famous, beautiful, piece of baking art or whatever, fondant and all that stuff that they made.
Fondants taste like poo.
Okay, well, I've never had it, but I'm just telling you that this show puts three normal people in a kitchen and they try to make this super fancy stuff, and of course, it comes out like a disaster. And they've got a couple of experts and this comedian who she hosts the show, just making fun of them the whole time. And it's funny. It's half hour. It's not like you're spending a whole hour committed to this. And they kind of run through it pretty quick. And I watched a couple episodes, and it's not something that I'm like, I have to watch it, but I enjoyed it. It was pretty funny. As far as competition shows go, it was an interesting twist on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find something. I need something. My wife never told me the other day. We need a new show, and we're just not sure what it's going to be yet.
All right. So we just got done watching the first two seasons of a show called Travelers. Have we talked about this? I know you're a Star Wars guy. I don't know if you're like a television episodic sci-fi guy. I mean,
I could be. I was big into Next Generation back in the day.
Okay. So this is more like Lost in the sense that it takes place in a real world you can identify with. And essentially the idea is that in the future, humanity has kind of collapsed because whatever, we bombed the shit out of each other. Something happened.
Always.
Right? And there's some apocalypse. And so in the future, they figure out a way through some, quantum mechanics to send the consciousness of a person back in time. So in the 21st century, they start sending these consciousnesses of people from the future into the bodies of people who are about to die, because they know exactly when a person's gonna die, and morally they don't want to take over somebody's body if they're not going to die. So they know the hour and minute of somebody's death. They execute this thing, and people come back. And so it's called Travelers, and there's these teams of travelers around the world, and you focus on one. And
and what are they trying to accomplish while they're
trying
back?
to save the world? They're trying to change the history that leads to the apocalypse. So,
but then they're going to come back to a world that doesn't exist.
Well, they themselves are going to disappear. That's literally the part. That's literally the idea of the show. Is at one point there's an episode where they do something and go, "Why haven't we disappeared?" Now, who's in this show? Do you know Eric McCormick? Do you know that guy?
Oh, the guy from Will and Grace?
Yes, the guy from Will and Grace. He's kind of the main dude in this.
Isn't he also doing Will and Grace?
I don't know if they're still doing that. Yeah, I guess they are still doing that. He's doing both. So he's playing Will on network television and on show. I think it's like a Netflix / Canadian production because he's Canadian. Like that's one thing you pick up. The show's based in or set in Seattle, but you kind of pick up pretty quickly that all these people are actually Canadian because you can hear it in the way they talk. So it's pretty interesting from that perspective. But it's good. I think it's pretty good. We watched the.
I can see that. That actually piques my interest. Actually, I'm since it's summertime, I'm trying to do more books. And I'm actually reading a book right now. Are you doing any books right now?
A well-read Rodius.
Listen. Let's be honest. It's a well-listened Rodius.
Oh, that's right. You do books on tape. I forgot about that. You can't read.
It's not much. Homie ain't got much time. So like I'm reading one right now. It's by what's the guy's name?
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop. Hold on. I have a. We've done this before. Never mind. I'm not going to do it again
because I said I'm reading.
Yes, I've done that before to you. I'm not going to.
I still think of it as a book. That's why I say that.
Okay. No, you're right.
Okay, I'm cheating reading.
I'm cheat reading. No, you can't say because you say cheat. It's cheating with a.
How about this? I'm absorbing a story.
Oh, that's okay. I like that. You're absorbing a book right now.
Yeah, I'm absorbing a book right now through my ears, and it's by. Have you heard of the Bobaverse? The 3 books written by Dennis Taylor. It's actually that's what they call it. It's a Bobaverse, but it's books called We Are Legion.
I have heard of We Are Legion. What is We Are?
So
Legion?
I didn't want to jump into that because it's like a 3-book series. And I was like, I don't know. So this is his new book, and it's on the side. It's different from those. It's called The Singularity Trap.
Oh, okay.
And so I mean, this is totally my style kind of stuff. Like I like things that are like.
Is it hard sci-fi or is it kind of whimsical?
I can't tell just yet. I'm about a half into it, so I wouldn't put it in the vein of. So far, like Foundation series sci-fi, or even like Rendezvous with Rama, like that Arthur C. Clarke stuff.
Those aren't hard sci-fi. Hard sci-fi is like The Martian. That's hard sci-fi. Like
when it's actually okay. I see what you mean.
The science is like close to what we.
It could go that direction, but I don't think so as of yet. I think it's more. I think it's more in the Ender's Game range.
Okay. That's not that. I mean,
plausible.
Yeah.
Near future. But long-term story possibilities if I think it's going to go the way it's going to go.
Did I? So, okay. Well, no, I want you to tell me about this book, but I don't know if did I talk to you about the Punch escrow? I haven't talked to you.
No.
Okay. We'll come back around to that. Go ahead. Tell me about your book.
Well, I don't want to give it a lot away because people are, and then I'm only like not even quite halfway through with it, but I'm really liking it so far. It's just like a guy like space mining is a big thing, and like people can't afford to live on Earth because like all the waters are rising and stuff like that. Yeah, and so people take these huge risks to become miners with the hopes of getting like a big score. And when they're out there mining, this guy gets kind of comes across an anomaly on one of the asteroids, and it kind of infects him, but not really an infection. I don't want to go more than that because people should read it themselves. But but it has to do, I think, is going to end up being like kind of a singularity thing where it's going to be maybe consciousness across the universe kind of stuff with other things. I'm not positive yet, but I think that's the direction it's going to go, and that intrigues me.
You know, that sounds to me like something I read a long, long time ago when I was in when I was reading a lot more books and I was way more into sci-fi books than I am now, called the Ganymede Club or something like that. I have to I'll look it up. But I wanted to, since you were talking about sci-fi books that we've read recently, I read a book last year called The Punch Escrow, which is the whole concept is that there are transport devices that take you immediately from like New York to LA or whatever. Like you can just be transported. You kind of, if I talk about the science behind it, it kind of gives it away what the actual story is and why it's interesting. Okay. But it's pretty hard sci-fi in the sense that it's kind of based on ideas that may come to fruition at some point. It's pretty good.
So really sci-fi that's not even like space related then?
No space at all. It's all
is rare.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, again, it depends. You can talk Terminator's not space related, but it's still sci-fi, like that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's not the way most people go these days.
Yeah, another a sci-fi show that I don't think we've talked about, and I haven't come back around to watch the second season, is The Expanse. Have you heard about The Expanse?
I think you told me about that, but I haven't checked it out. Is that on actual SyFy network?
Yeah, I believe so, and I think it ended up.
I was done with SyFy when they started spelling it weird.
Is it really? You cashed out then?
No, I'm falling in for that trap.
I'm trying to think the last time I was,
because it's like they were saying a SyFy isn't cool enough for everyone, so we're gonna do this. No, screw you.
Well, it's also like kind of the 90s way of spell. Like you did stuff like that in the 90s, and we all kind of rejected all of that, right? Like, oh, spelling stuff with a Y and throwing an X on the beginning with no E. Like, it's extreme, but you don't throw the E on it. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing
extreme?
Yeah. They might as well bring back cross colors and I don't know, slap bracelets or whatever the hell we were. What were we doing in the 90s? I know we talked a lot.
I was trying desperately to learn how to take off a bra.
That was happening. Bonging a lot of beers, I think.
I was actually always pretty good at that. I'm not gonna lie.
The bra thing or the beer thing?
Oh, the bra thing. No, beer. Bras were way earlier than beer for me.
I mean, you probably had.
I got one-handed on that with a quickness.
Okay. You know,
while you're double fisting beer, I was single fisting bras.
Here's the thing: like now, as an adult human being in a relationship and a happy one, you don't have to think about that.
When's the last time you took one off?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of either gets done for you, or if you are doing it, you just don't.
Which I think loses some of the magic.
I don't know. There's also magic other places. There's magic.
There is, but there's something about like the ritual of doing something.
All right, impromptu list. Are you ready for this? Since you mentioned the network that changed the spelling of their name to SyFy with a Y and two Ys actually. You know what? Never mind, because I'm not going to know any of these. I'll know like 4 of them. The best.
Well, I got was something in that range. What was? Do you remember what Spike was before it changed?
Spike was TNN before.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't think you'd know that.
Yeah, dude. I remember that change because that's when they brought around that Japanese show where they dubbed over all the voices.
Oh yes, what was that? Most Extreme Challenge or something like that?
It's called Most Extreme MXC. What's called for us? It was actually like Takeshi's.
Dude, the original ones of that with the dub were so good.
my old roommate John, who just got married a couple months ago. He was way more into it than I was. But he was super into watching those people fall flat on their faces, and those guys do the voiceovers like Tom Baba Ganoush here from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Oh, he goes down. Like
that was the best part, was the voiceovers.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best shows in sci-fi history. They're best, like, literal serial shows. Could you name?
Oh, now is it from a sci-fi perspective or just like what people like?
I don't know. This is from Paste Magazine, so it's
okay. Let me see. And there's 10.
There are 20 actually, but you don't have to go that deep. That's super.
I'll try to go. Let me see how many in the top 10 I can get. Okay. Now here's the thing: if I say Star Trek, is that all encompassing, or do I have to go to each series?
Hold on. When I say sci-fi, I mean the channel, because we're talking about the channel.
Oh God, I don't know if I can name a single one.
That's what I'm saying. So impromptu list, so I'll just go through their top. How about I go through their top 10? You tell me how many you've actually seen. Okay.
Oh, but
Continuum.
Nope.
No. Let's see. Number 9, Dark Matter.
Nope.
2015 to 17. Winona Earp.
That is not a thing.
It is a thing. It is.
I don't know if it should be.
Number 7, The Magicians, which apparently is still on or was on as of March.
Okay. You could be making these up right now.
Farscape. I actually did watch Farscape.
Wasn't that a book or a game?
I think it actually started in England and then got ported.
Oh, I'm thinking Far Cry.
No, you are thinking Far Cry. Farscape was an interesting show. Lots of alien kind of crazy creatures involved. The human who ended up like a guy from Earth who ended up in this weird universe. They had like a almost like a Jim Henson.
Here's the thing with sci-fi though. All these concepts sound like cool to me and like they're right up my alley. Yeah. But the production value is always so low. It's so hard to.
That's why I've never been able to do Doctor Who. That's why I've never been able to do that show. And it's not that it's terrible. It's just that they're doing a regular show every week for 50 years or whatever it's been. And it's not like it's especially this stuff that's 20 years old now. Their production values were so low, I couldn't get into it. I was like, these things are boxes on wheels. Why am I watching this? Like, what is this?
It's like a worse English version of Bill and Ted's.
I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's something like that. It's like if
It's probably older than Bill and Ted's, honestly, though.
Bill and Ted were beamed up by a UFO and taken to some foreign planet, some alien planet somewhere, and then
Did I tell you I showed my kids Bill and Ted's a couple weeks ago?
No, how'd that go?
Held up okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they said, like, honestly, I have to explain things like what's a telephone booth.
What's a Circle K? You guys still have Circle K's out there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have Circle K's. I got one. Like that's actually the closest mini mart to my house. But and then for example, it was filmed right here, like San Dimas, like Raging Waters is Waterloo. And so you should see my kids' faces when I told them that Waterloo is like down the street. Like, oh, can we go now?
It's funny. Funny you mentioned the movies being filmed in your hood. I was driving down, one of the highways here with my girl, and we drive by a mall that has been shut down for a while. The only thing left in the mall that operates is a Sears. And I've read that they're going to tear the mall down and put up a new multi-use complex, whatever, like shopping and housing and all that stuff. But we're driving by, and one side of the mall looks like it's actually open. And then I look and I see the parking lot, and there's like rows of cars that are from like 1983. And I'm like, what is?
Oh, are they filming that Wonder Woman out there?
They're filming Wonder Woman in the neighborhood or in the area. They've been in Georgetown. I heard they were.
Yeah, because I saw Thomas Floyd put up a picture like wherever he was of them doing the same thing.
Yeah, Thomas Floyd is doing entertainment stuff now. T. Floyd's on the entertainment tip. I don't know if you knew that.
He looks down. He pees on you sports soccer guys these days.
T. Floyd getting a shout out on this show. Who would have ever thunk that? So top 10 sci-fi shows. Stargate SG-1. I never watched that.
I didn't. But I love the Stargate movie.
Okay, I did too. I never caught on with the shows, and there was another Stargate show. I don't remember what it was.
Isn't it weird how different James Spader is now?
I know, right? He kind of became. I
think he became Robert California.
I don't know. Who was Robert California?
That was when he had that stint on The Office after Michael left The Office.
I didn't watch that deep into The Office. The Expanse is number 4. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is number 3, which kind of feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched the new ones, but back in the day, I watched those.
My kid loves the new ones.
Really?
Chooses to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 with Jonah Ray, and I'm kind of like,
well, I'm gonna say you're doing a good job with that kid. Then
I mean, he doesn't get half the stuff, and I kind of have to explain it to him. And sometimes it's like, no, I'm not explaining that to you until you're 12 or 15. It's just, it's not time for that yet. But he watches them. I think he just likes the idea of these battle movies and them making fun of it. Like it's not even really about the jokes most of the time. But I do catch him laughing, so the sense of humor is in the right direction, I guess.
That's good.
Doctor Who is number 2, and Battlestar Galactica is number 1. And I
never saw an episode.
I remember watching like maybe a couple episodes. It was actually really well produced. It was interesting. There was politics involved on top of all the other stuff. I
heard it was like during the Bush administration there was like parallels, right? And they would kind of write that into the show.
But I think I felt like there was a larger galaxy that I wasn't, or maybe I watched the show that was like a spinoff or something. I don't know. I felt like at the time, like it was one of those things, like it was too daunting to understand what was going on in that universe if you weren't already caught up. You know what I mean? Like it's like now, like obviously I've watched Game of Thrones on television, but if I wanted to go read the books, like it's just so much work to go catch up through the books or any other, there are a million.
Well, you got like a year.
I mean, at this point, who has the time? I have to. I can't absorb that many books, Jared. I don't know what I would possibly.
You got to absorb them differently, like I do, through your ears.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
By the way, now since we were talking about absorbing like books, I came up with a phrase the other day, and I think it's a good phrase. And I don't think it's. I think when you hear it, it sounds weird, but when I talk and explain it to you, I think it makes sense. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm eating Panda Express the other day.
That's your first mistake.
No. There's something unforgivably that you hate yourself and love yourself at the same time when you're a Panda.
Okay.
And I get the fried rice because I like fried rice. But the thing is, I don't like egg. So I'm picking some of the bits of egg out of my rice and putting them on the side as I'm eating. And someone's like, well, why are you ordering fried rice if you don't like egg? And like the same thing, reason I get cheese still on my pizza, even though I pick off a lot of the cheese, if not most of it, because I hate cheese. I like ambient flavor. Now, have you ever heard ambient flavor
I
before?
have no idea what that could even possibly mean, and now
I like the way a food tastes with the fact that food is in there, but I don't like it if I can pick that single flavor out of the combination of flavors.
J. Rodius.
So I like that the fried rice has egg in it because I like the way the fried rice tastes overall. But I don't want a big chunk of fried egg when I take a bite of the fried rice.
So you like the flavor that is imbued into the fried rice by the
ambient flavor, my friend.
I'm trying to meet you halfway. Just chill, okay? So you like the way the rice tastes because there was egg in it, or is egg?
Something about what they did made it appealing to me.
But you don't want the actual egg to appear.
Oh God, no.
Okay. Okay. I guess I can.
Same thing with cheese. I'll order my pizza with cheese.
Well, how else are you going to order a pizza? There's no such thing as a pizza without cheese on it.
Sure, there is. I don't know what it's actually called. But you could
do
it.
Margarita pizza?
I did when I was in Italy.
Okay. I'm just trying to think. Like, what are your pizza options? You have terrible pizza options.
You get me here's an ideal pizza for the Rodius here. So a good pizza for me is and now I'm not saying this is the best pizza in the world. So before all you pizza snobs come tweeting at me, okay, the freaking pizza police out there. If I'm ordering a hate myself pizza that tastes good to me, I'm ordering Papa John's thick crust, bacon.
Oh, dude.
Bacon topping, light cheese.
Dude, you cannot. No, you cannot. Okay, first of all,
I'm just telling you,
now,
dude. Danger zone.
At this point, you have to drop Papa John's. That's just a thing that has to
happen. The heart wants what the heart wants.
No, I don't mean because of taste or because of it's not real pizza or because
the dude's a creep.
That too. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. Come on principle. You got to be. I mean.
Okay, here's a second one I'll throw at you.
There's got to be. I know it's LA or I know it's Inland Empire and not necessarily the East Coast where all the best pizza lives. But you have got to have a mom and pop pizza store around the corner that you can order from that is not Papa John's, the national chain run by.
I do, but they all like it's the cheese is way too much and like the crust is not. I prefer a nationwide chain pizza.
Create a relationship with your pizza people and ask them, hey, can you go light on the cheese? I'm not really a big cheese person. They'll do it for you, man. They want your business. Support.
I can tell you, I've done the locals and I prefer the chain pizza. I don't know what to tell you. I like knowing that I can go anywhere in the country and put that order in and I'm going to be happy.
Never, ever been more disappointed in you than I am right now. I don't think that's possible. I'm so sad. This is crushing to me. And I'm not even a pizza guy. Like, I don't have one of those people.
Whatever. You're probably eating tacos with ground beef in them.
I mean, I do at home because that's the easy way to make
Oh, God. Such white people tacos.
I went out and had some Mexican tonight. I don't know how authentic it was, but it was good. We did.
I went on a business trip out to Chicago once, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you guys lunch." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna have tacos." I'm like, "Oh, okay. You're gonna give me some Midwest tacos. All right, let's see what this is."
Can you meet my bar? I'm from LA. I got tacos around the corner. What? Come on.
They wheel in this cart torture, and it's literally, first of all, it's flour tortillas.
Yeah, I know.
And hard shells.
I realize that flour tortillas are a sin, and yet I was raised on white people flour tortillas, and it's hard to go back. It's hard to go.
I'm not even mad at the flour tortillas. I'm mad at the fact they brought hard shells along with it.
Yeah,
a hard shell, ground beef, diced tomato, and yellow cheese.
All right, man. Look, that is white people.
You think tacos? What the hell is this?
That is white America's version of a taco. It's a bad taco.
As much as my pizza is offending to you, that is offensive to me as a Californian.
But Jared, look, I am not Italian, and yet I make spaghetti at home. It tastes okay.
I'm Mexican.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you can make your version of your tacos, and obviously this is a business trip, and you were offended, and I am sorry for your Angelino soul. But I think you can have your version at home and then, hey, let's go out for the real thing every now and then. And like, I mean, I'm not trying ramen and some of the other stuff I like at home because that's just too difficult. But you can go out and get the authentic thing.
You know, I'm tired of people hating on me for my choices in life. Where's my pride parade? Where's my pride parade?
Okay, now we're like, are you allowed to?
I'm being judged. I'm being judged for who I am as a person and what I do as a choice.
Taco snob who absorbs books through his ears. That's who you are. Own it, man. That's who you are. It's good. It's good.
Did I tell you about a new car?
No, you didn't buy your Tesla, did you?
No, I wanted to, dude. But okay, so here's how this went down. So I've been down for the Tesla for about 2 years. That's what I'm gonna go for, right? I'm gonna go for that Model 3 when it comes out. And in February or March, we decided to go on a camping trip, right? And so how this ends up going down is my old 2007 Infiniti G35. That was what I've been rocking. This is my wife's old car. We bought her the hybrid because she's commuting for work. So we've got a 2 sedan household, and we decided to go camping. And it was about one day into me taking my wife's hybrid on dirt roads, where she looked at me and said, "If you ever want to do this again, you need to get something other than a sedan." So basically, I had to decide whether or not I ever wanted my boys to enjoy the outdoors, or whether I wanted to do the right thing for the planet.
That's your choice. They don't have a Honda Element.
It's hard to be a 2 sedan household and with 2 kids. You know, if you want to actually go out and do stuff and coach soccer teams, have a big bunch of bag of balls in the back.
I don't have to do any coaching of soccer these days. But I'll tell you that my girl's got a Nissan Rogue. I drive a Ford because I was poor when I bought it. But I drive a Ford, a small little Ford, not tiny.
Oh, you rich now?
No, I'm not. Please, I would.
So you leave me, go solo, and all of a sudden you got tons of money?
If I was rich, I'd have the Tesla. I don't have the Tesla. I have a Ford Focus. Okay, that's how deep I'm rolling right now.
All I know is somehow you dropped half the act, and all of a sudden you got money now, and talking about when you were poor.
And I want to take you with me wherever I go. You know that. I already told you I love you on DMs. So
say it in public, damn it!
I just did like 4 times. What are you talking about? So I have my little Ford Focus. It's fine. It's a 4-door. It's not tiny. But she's got the Rogue, and damn, that thing doesn't come in handy sometimes. I mean, it's a little more storage. I mean, a little more space in the back. Like
So that's basically what it comes down to now. Where it's like, okay, I had to get an SUV, and I'm like, okay, so I've been shopping for like 2 months if I decide what I want. And I end up going with I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I was a Jeep guy in my 20s. I had a CJ7. I'm not sure. Do you know what CJ7s are?
I am familiar with the weird hand signal that people make. Yes.
So basically, if you picture a Wrangler, it's the original version of that. It's when they had round headlights before they went square, and Chevy bottom, not Chevy, Chrysler bottom, and ended up making them plastic instead of metal. So it was like 83 CJ7 off-roading.
You're a CJ7 Jeep OG. I get it.
Yeah, and so it was hard for me because, I'm down. Maybe this might be like Cryphus, that I want to have a Jeep again. But here's here's the old version, the 41-year-old sellout that I am. When it comes down to it, and the money was on the line, and the practicality was out there, I went 4x2.
Oh, really? Oh,
it was an extra like $4,000. I'm like, dude, how much am I really gonna use this? You know, is it worth it? And I totally sold out. And I know there's going to be a time in my near future where I'm going to be in a situation. I'm going to be like, God, it'd been nice if I had 4-wheel drive.
I do not have the Price is Right loser sound effect. But I wish I could play that for you right now. I wish I
know, dude. It's the only regret I have. Otherwise, I love my new car. I haven't had a new car since the year 2000.
It is what it is. You get what you get. You know, it's one of those things. It's I'm not looking at a new car for a while.
But I got to decide if I'm going to do the vanity plate or not.
Oh, what would you? Can you? So what?
Exactly.
A-R-D. Wow, how do you do that? Can you do how many letters?
I have it's 7 letters.
We got
California's 7 letters.
Okay, so what is that?
But here's what I got to ask myself: do I want to cut someone off? And all they are is a Google search away from finding out who I am.
I mean, but that make you famous, man.
If they're on all the wrong ways.
I know, but how many? Imagine if you just decided to cut some people off every day. How many people might listen to this podcast because they find out Jay Rodius is doing some work with his boy Jason Davis, and then it's a thing. And now we've got.
And here's the other thing. What kind of a-hole do I look like if I go to a Galaxy game and I park this thing in the parking lot and someone sees like, look at this guy?
No, look, trust me. I know it's been a little while and there's, you've kind of pulled yourself away.
Check this guy clinging on to something from the past.
You're still beloved. I want people who listen to this program. I know we don't have a massive audience because not everybody came over with us or even knows we exist. But I want people who listen to this show, who listen to the Best Soccer Show, to give some love to my boy Jay Rodius, because you are legit still a minor soccer celebrity in this country. You just don't realize it. I'm serious. This is true.
Well, I'm doing nothing to cultivate it.
That's why it's amazing, because you still are that. People all the time come up to me and say, "Hey, I used to love the Best Soccer Show. What's Jay Rodius doing now? What's Jared doing now?" I'm like, Jared's living his life in Cali. Like he's having a great life. He's got 2 kids. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a new car apparently that I didn't know about until just now. He's brisketing it up in the backyard with the pool. Like he's all good. Like,
I am doing that. My pool is at the point right now was almost too warm.
That's not a thing that exists in life. I don't even understand that.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe I go super meta. I've been telling myself, so I don't think I can go straight Jay Rodius on the license plate, right? Because it creeps me out too. Because then, like, I'm also a manager at my work. I don't want people to be knowing this side of my life.
Keep the world split apart. Okay.
Exactly. So I'm thinking maybe I go super meta, and I just get dinged.
Oh my God! Look, there's no way that's available. No, in LA or in Cali, no way.
Here's the other option. I go JRDS DNG.
Yeah, you know what? That would be cool, because I would wonder if it would ever get spotted. Somebody would connect it. Somebody.
So I literally have Jay Rodius ding on my license plate.
I still can't believe we never did T-shirts. We got to get the T-shirts together. There's got to be a Jay Rodius ding T-shirt.
I can't believe we did T-shirts and I never got
12
one.
people will buy the Jay Rodius.
You've got a Baller and Blazer shirt, and I don't.
I don't think it lives anymore. I think it's.
Hey, I hate for you to mix work with pleasure, but can we do like maybe just a couple minutes on the World Cup?
Because we can, whatever you want to do, because it's your.
Oh wait, you got questions? Were there any questions about it?
I do have one actually about the World Cup. It is from. Oh, I got to scroll through all these notifications. I got too many. No, it's not kidding. I'm just kidding. There's not that many. Okay, how about let me throw you an easy one before I get.
I'm a minor soccer celebrity. There'll be at least a couple.
Let me get to the non-soccer one first. You can do this while I look for this. John Carlson says we need a new drink cocktail recipe for the summer from the Rod. So we know about the Roti Rita. Are you still rocking the Roti Rita, or is there something new?
Oh yeah, the Roti Rita is my go-to. I had an interesting drink that someone else made recently, and it was actually a cucumber vodka. A cucumber vodka that was also people put 7-Up with. And there was one other ingredient, man, and I am blanking what it is right now. But I could also, it was actually pretty refreshing, a good poolside drink.
Effervescent drink, not too sweet, right? I mean, obviously there's some sugar in the 7-Up, but not too sweet, and you're getting cucumber vibes. I like that. I like that a lot. Seems very poolside to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, and I'm trying to think if someone else is. I haven't invented anything else recently. I almost feel like I did when I was someplace recently, and I can't remember what I did, but I would go for that one. That's a pretty good one. It's weird, man. When we were like in our 20s, doing this thing, like we didn't have either A, the luxury of infused vodka flavors, and B, it wasn't acceptable.
Look, come on. We were drinking cheap ass plastic bottle vodka with high C. That's what we were doing.
I saw a dude in his 20s drinking like a Smirnoff Ice, and he had a hot chick.
The world has changed, my friend. The world is different.
Do you know how that is? Just like that would never happen.
Incredible.
No, would not. Okay, I found the question. This is from BDS Moki. He wants to know your top 5 man crushes of the World Cup. Do you have 5? Can you go 5 deep?
Ooh. Okay. First of all, I have. Okay, he's not in any way sexy. Okay, he's rocking Justin Timberlake's like fro from the year 2000.
Frosted or not frosted?
No, unfrosted. But he's got the very same hair. But when Pavard hit that volley, oh my God, my pants
drops
moved.
Here that reference French people. No, I don't. Apparently, I don't have any drops that reference French people. But yeah.
Oh my God! I think I fell in love with him, but just the fact that because as a defender myself, as someone who's played defense my whole life, we don't get to do that. We have no right being able to do that.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
There it is.
Yes. Exactly. The way he sliced that ball. Oh my God. Okay. Outside of that, man crushes. I'm gonna throw. Man, I had a couple. I got to think about what teams are in, what teams are out now, so I can remember which ones.
I mean, you can't go. So look, this is your list. You were asked. I was not, but I will throw one. I will throw a couple out there if you don't mind. Just kind of jumping into the mix here. I mean, look, it's easy to say Luka Modric, and that's about playing style.
No,
I don't. But
again, he's got an eagle nose.
It's not about that. It's about the way he carries himself. I just think he's this little badass dude, and that kind of works. That kind of works, man. I know. And how about this one? Okay, Denis Cheryshev, the Russian player. Now, I'm not high on Russians in general.
He's actually decent looking dude.
Just pretty good on the field. Had some swagger about him. I like swagger. That's kind of my thing. Swagger. Give me some.
Yeah, I like guys to fill out a shirt well.
Okay, so you like,
for example, what was the guy from Switzerland?
Shaqiri.
Shaqiri
is the one who's just like bolted, like he's just.
Oh no! Biggest man crush of the World Cup. I got it. I have it. Kasper Schmeichel.
Oh, so you like the Aryan looking dudes? That's what you're telling me right now.
Here's my love for Kasper Schmeichel is twofold. A, that's a handsome Nordic looking man. B, as a child of the 90s who loved Manchester United.
You like his dad, huh?
I mean, Peter Schmeichel was a god to me. And when they cut to him in the crowd and you see the pythons on that man still, and you're like, that dude could be starting for one of these teams right now.
All right.
That guy comes from stock. Kasper Schmeichel comes from stock.
All right.
Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, I go so sad for him when he went out, man. He saved 3 penalties in that game. It still wasn't enough.
Again, I might trend more towards playing style than looks, but Kylian Mbappe is not a bad looking dude either, and his style is
for sure.
And he's got. I mean, look, I'll admit it. He did an interview with the woman from Fox Sports. I can't remember her name. She conducted the interview in French, which was super impressive. Her French was very good, and I'm listening to Kylian Mbappe speak French, going, "Wow, that's pretty nice. I like that. That's a good looking soccer player dropping some French on me. I'm okay with that."
I'll say this: the whole Danish team was pretty handsome.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. The Nordic thing is a specific look. Although I think.
Oh, you know what? Chandley is pretty good looking too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Belgian player. Yeah.
He's got that like that half ponytail thing. It's half up, like my girl wears.
That? Are you a fan of that? Okay.
It worked for him.
There's some guys.
You know who people say is good looking and I don't get it? Giroud.
Oh, Giroud. Yeah, no. Hell, you know what? The fairer persuasion, they fall all over Giroud.
The dude looks like a guy who's trying to act like he's a pirate.
What does that mean? Like he's meta a pirate? Like
yeah, because like he's not like cool enough or like actually like brash enough to be actually a pirate. He's a dude that saw a pirate in a book and thought that looks cool.
So
I'm gonna
he's
try to look like that.
He's Johnny Depp. That's what you're telling me. He's a cleaner cut Johnny Depp. He's not as.
Yeah, they're both living in France these days. This must be the water.
I read an article about Johnny Depp. That dude is done. Like he's just off. Like he's I don't even know. Like he's got lawsuits happening over suing people for taking his money. Except he probably didn't take his money. He probably signed off on everything they spent. His sister's got his hands in it. He's got divorces and allegations and.
Yeah, that dude's got problems. They get ready for Pirates of the Caribbean
like
12.
$4 million a month on just his living. And I was like, how do you even
on wine?
Speaking of wine.
On wine and scarves.
Since we are talking Jay Rodius questions on this program. Aaron says, I know Jay Rodius has been to Napa, Sonoma, but wondering if he's been to the other NorCal wine countries. I don't know. Countries or counties?
Counties. Oh well, wine country is what people call it, but yeah.
Like
AVAs.
Mendocino or Sierra Foothills, like Amador, El Dorado counties. Highly recommended for less crowded.
So first, a correction: I have
Okay.
not been to Sonoma. It was actually on a list of where my wife and I were talking about we want to go, but it's just hard for me to get way up there. I tend to do stuff more in the middle of the country, the state.
They have these things, Jared. I don't know if you know about them. They're called planes. They fly you from one city to another city.
Yeah, I know, but listen, man, I got one vacation this summer with my wife. I'm going to New Orleans. I'm not going to my own state, you know? So, I've been to Napa. The far north I've gone, to answer his question, the far north I've tasted up there is Healdsburg, which is barely out of Napa. Paso Robles is really my my area. I love Paso Robles. I'd like to hit Lodi. Lodi's on my list. So Lodi and Sonoma are probably my next two, but I haven't gone as far north of where he's talking. But I would love to.
All right.
Feel free to send me something.
Because I threw out a question. A sample question. I said, what kind of wine do you pair with your brisket? That's something I feel like Jay Rodius would know.
Oh, I don't pair wine with brisket, but if I was going to, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to tell you something like a Zin, because a Zin is people like to put Pinot Noir or Zin with barbecue, and I don't get it. Pinot Noir is way too soft for barbecue, and Zin to me is way too jammy for barbecue. I would go something more peppery. I'm a huge Cab Franc guy. I like Cab Franc with like rich meats. I would also go with Malbec,
I knew like 4 of the words that you just said. I know Malbec. I like Malbec, but I don't have any concept of anything else. When
I go Cab Franc, I want like European Cab Franc. I want to taste like a barnyard. I want to be like pig poo. Like the Cab Franc is better the more barnyardy it is.
Dog. Inappropriate.
What is happening? I don't know. You want it to taste like poo, like earthy tone.
It's more like it's you want to taste like a barn floor. Like it's I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's
okay. All right.
It's
No.
Good like that.
I can get that. I mean, I'm my wine excursions are limited. My girl prefers white, so that means that normally that's what I'm drinking with her.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm on the minority here. Like I like super. Out there kind of vegetable and foresty kind of flavor. Like it's not what's popular, but I like that kind of stuff.
I think that's fair. All right, we've been doing this for almost an hour. I think we should probably get close to the end of this thing at some point. Sleeping is a thing for me. Your family.
Can I tell you one take I have on soccer? Since I don't get to talk soccer all the time, you do. I put this out there in tweet. I don't know if you saw it the other day, but is this the World Cup where the rest of the world starts to understand America's obsession with parody?
I mean, maybe.
Because this has been one of the most entertaining World Cups ever, and it's because the big names aren't
because the big names fell off in terms of Germany and Spain and Argentina. Yeah.
And hasn't it been more fun not knowing what the outcome's going to be all the time?
True. Now, I think what a lot of people will tell you, and we may get some of this after the World Cup is actually over, because we do have the one more game left. Well, technically 2 more games, but whatever. Who cares about a third? I think we're going to get some of this. Well, this was actually a badly played World Cup, and we should all be ashamed for enjoying a poorly played. The English writers are going to be all over that.
Bullshit. And here's the follow up to my original question. Then, did the rest of the world catch up to the big teams, or is tactically the world figured out how to make the game negative enough?
I think you got a couple things working. I think you've got the negative ideas being more effective, or being effective for smaller or lesser talented teams, which has leveled the playing field. I also think that you're seeing some of the big teams move in that direction because it's easier to coach that. It's easier to plan for that. So that's exactly how France is going to win this World Cup. And I think France will win the World Cup. They're going to play reactive soccer. They're going to wait for the counterattack. They're going to put numbers behind the ball.
Well, they've got the horses to do it, and that's the key thing for France. But and you see a team like Japan who got punished for not embracing the negative. They never stopped playing their style through 90 minutes, and it
Yeah.
ate them alive because A, they were too tired at the end of the game, and B, they didn't want to play negative soccer and just
because
bunker in.
pressing has taken over at the club level, but you're not seeing quite. I mean, you're seeing selective pressing. You know, some of that Gengen pressing, Jurgen Klopp stuff, which is sort of counter pressing. You press in certain situations, but not all the time. You're seeing some of that.
It's like an accordion.
Exactly.
You press, release,
Exactly.
press,
And
release.
when your opponents bring the ball up and you've got them in that middle third, then you press. But you, as soon as they get across midfield, you kind of sit back and you put numbers behind the ball again. And that's, it's even out the playing field. I think it's fun. I really do. I think it's fun. And hell, if the United States is ever going to do anything in a World Cup, Jared, we kind of need it all to kind of get towards the middle.
And I think the USA doesn't get enough credit because you think back to Bob Bradley days, we started this stuff.
Yeah.
Like we started the work hard and don't give up anything and just try to be in a game.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to say they do it.
I'm just going to say we started it. That's not
fly
fair.
the flag, Jared. We somebody.
I mean, Italy probably owned it. Italy probably invented it. To be honest with you,
Catenaccio was kind of a thing. So in the limited time we have left, I thought we would play a game. I don't think you prepared anything. I thought that maybe I would throw some stuff at you. Look, this is all off the top of the dome in terms of picking the answers. So now I'm going to work backwards here. But you remember my game, and this is what came to mind. You remember my game character study, right?
Is that when you give me the names of characters and I try to figure out what show they're from?
Of the character.
Oh, yeah. You give me a bio and I had to guess the character or the show?
You had to name the character, the actor, and the show. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is...
Do I get to know a decade or anything, or is it just
movies
open?
This time? This might make it way easier. And in fact, I think I said when we first originated this game, that part of the problem with movies is that you don't have... They don't flesh out the character as much in 2 hours as you do in a television show.
Yeah, when you have a couple years
but I
to
thought that I would try this, and I have to. The hard part of this is kind of picking around the bio to not give away stuff, right? So I will try. Okay. I'm going to try to redact some info, and we'll see if we can do this. All right, so I have to decide on jobs. I think jobs are going to have to stay out for the time being. All right.
Steve Jobs, I'm going with Jobs.
So let me start with, this character has a troubled marriage and is attempting to reconcile that trouble. Okay, who is it?
I already got it. That is going to be John McClane,
this is why
Bruce
this isn't
Willis,
fun.
Die Hard.
I should have picked.
Well, listen, there's been a ton of guys trying to rectify their marriages and movies.
Well, how did you know? You know me.
I know
all right,
you.
Well, okay. All right. Actually, okay. Let me try this one because this one might be a little bit more interesting. So let me just pull up this person's bio. We got to make sure okay. All right. So this person, let's see. This person's bio is a warrant officer, so a military person, right? On a long journey,
warrant officer.
Forced to fight for their life in a dangerous situation. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something else here. All right. Yeah. I mean, so
long journey. Warrant officer was their actual rank, or are you just using that as a placeholder for something else?
Okay. Let's see.
I could take a guess, but I don't think I'm right. I'm gonna say John Rambo, Stallone.
You know
First
what?
Blood.
He's on the list, so I'll go ahead and just scratch him off. But no, it's not John Rambo. Let me see if I get, because this is limited, and again, this is so the problem is the movie character ends up having to just do the action for 2 hours instead of what happened in their background and where are they from. There's some spin-off stuff and some expanded universe stuff with this character, but it's kind of hard. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just trying to look here.
Is he the only person in the movie?
Possible for most of it. Yeah.
Man, what movie has
so
only a guy
first of all,
in it for
I think you should check yourself and think about what you just said and how it might be wrong.
Okay, I said there's only one guy in the movie. How is that possible?
It
could be a woman.
We have a breakthrough, maybe. Who knows? Okay, I don't know if I can give you any more clues.
Okay. Oh! Is it Alien? What's the name of the character though? Oh, it's Piper.
Okay.
Ripley.
So you didn't get her first name, but that's okay. Alien? I'll give it to you. That's three dings for Jay Rodius. I think that was 4. Ellen.
Oh, wait, what's Ripley's first name? Is what you're saying?
No, everybody just knows her.
I would never would have got that. You're right. I totally went man on that, and the Me Too movement. I apologize.
Classic chauvinistic mistake, Jared. But that's okay. We're here to learn, right? We're here to grow as human beings. All right, one more, and I'll probably give it away pretty easily. Let's see here. Let me go here. All right. So this character, an academic, somebody who studies stuff. That's a pretty important part of the character. A native of Princeton, New Jersey. Let's see. Has a father who is very demanding and want.
Okay, I think I was actually going to go with the father at first, but I'm going to say Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was actually going to go with the dad at first, which would have been Henry Jones. Sean Connery,
which is a fun movie, by the way. It was.
Did I tell you what when Max turned 5, he wanted to have a outdoor movie night, like a movie in the backyard. So we invited all his friends over, ton of candy, and his movie he chose, and I was so proud. Was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
That is, I guess there's not a lot that's. Really?
That's my favorite Indiana Jones movie.
Is a better movie.
I enjoy the comic levity that comes with the dynamic of the father and son, and I think there's some of the best lines are about what's the museum curator's name?
It's not gonna. Yeah,
once got lost in his own museum.
Marcus Brody.
Marcus Brody. Like with a scene in him where I love that scene where they're in there like you'll never find him. He speaks 5 languages. He'll blend in. He'll disappear, and then it cuts to him. Excuse me. Anyone speak English?
I don't know where he was in that. I think it was.
That one is it's somewhere like in near the Middle East because obviously they go from there.
I still think it's Cairo, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I mean, obviously Raiders. But...
Well, I think Salah's from there, huh? Because Cairo's in the first one.
Anyway, there's a game here that we can explore down the road where you have to come up with the character names for like the supporting cast in a movie like that. Like, because not everybody remembers Marcus Brody, that name, or Salah.
Yeah. So, like, if you said Indiana Jones, and I need you to name 4 co-stars across any of the franchise, could you do 4?
Shoot. Yeah,
we could bid back and forth too.
So I was thinking about this while you were kind of talking there. That for whatever reason, the 2 female leads in the first 2 movies, I can picture them, but for whatever reason, their names aren't coming to me right now.
I can get the first one.
Yeah.
Starts with C.
Yeah, I don't.
No, it's Marjorie. Or
this is not good. Is it? Is it an M?
It's an M.
Are you sure about that? No,
it starts with M. I'm positive. It's like Marjorie or Mallory.
Are you thinking of Margot Kidder for some reason?
What?
Okay. Oh, the character.
No, I thought you were talking about the
actress. I'm sorry. No, you're right. I changed it.
I thought we were saying character names.
Go ahead. You're right. It is them. Yes, it is them.
Isn't it like? Yeah, it's Margaret or
Marion. Can you remember
Marion? Okay, and then obviously I can get short round.
That counts. I don't remember his name.
Salah, Marcus Brody.
Do you remember
Henry Jones
in Belloc?
And Belloc.
That's really good. Did you remember the bad guy? He's a major character. I don't know why you wouldn't remember him, but I bet a lot of people have trouble with Belloc. What about Temple of Doom? Do you know any short rounds of Temple of Doom? Yeah.
Oh man, I only know short round, and then I could probably name the actual actress's name, but My wife is going to kill me. That was her favorite character in anything growing up. Yeah, she loved. She wanted to be that chick.
Kate Capshaw.
I can only think of Short Round, man. That's all I got for that
Kate
one.
Capshaw
Sala's not in that
is
one,
the
huh?
actress. Let me see. Willie Scott. Willie
Scott's. So if I was to say, Die Hard, how many supporting characters across the entire run of Die Hard could you get?
All of the movies? All of the movies. Wow.
I think I could only get one.
I can name I want to say two
I might be able to
off the
get
top
two.
of my head. Probably.
I think we both had the same one.
I got three. Hans Gruber.
All right, what other? Yep.
Oh shit! His wife's name just went out of my head. Gennaro. Crap. What's her first name? Holly Gennaro. And Al Powell.
Okay.
Al Powell.
What's the last one?
That's the cop.
Who's that? Oh, I thought it was Officer Winslow, but I was thinking Family Matters.
Yes, that's right.
His name was Winslow in that.
Al And I don't think it counts, but the two Johnsons that were FBI agents, those were also in the first Die Hard movie.
Yeah, I might be able to do something like that with like Lethal Weapon 2. Like I might be able to name a decent amount of characters in that. I don't know, but
the deputy chief of police who shows up. I have his name somewhere deep in the recesses.
Oh, I don't know, but I know that what's his name? Gary what's his name was Mr. Joshua. Okay. And then Leo Getz was
is that two? Is he coming in two?
Joe Pesci.
You're right.
He comes in 2 or 3. I'm not sure, one of those. And then I'm trying to think what Rene Russo's name was.
Do you remember the bad guy's name in Lethal Weapon 2? Because that's somewhere in my brain.
Yes, Mr. That's the guy who was with Mr. Joshua, right? Yeah, Mr. Joshua was his henchman. There's not enough henchmen anymore. You notice that? Like you think about like the original Batman with Jack Nicholson, and what's his name? You know the guy. You don't know his name, but you know the guy that was his henchman.
Yeah,
he did a bunch of stuff. He's always creepy.
There's an Asian dude with long hair who was like in every '80s movie as a henchman. You know what I'm talking about? Like a mustache.
Are you talking about the guy that was in like the Bond movies?
He was
and
always
stuff?
I think he was in Die Hard. Like I think he had like a mustache. Like remember when the guy goes to like the candy counter and starts eating the candy when the cops are about to bust in? I think that's the dude I'm talking about. Like he kind of has like a mustache and long hair, and he's Asian, and he was always a henchman.
Oh,
sure, I got time.
Do you want to play another little mini game real quick? Okay. I had this game given to me the other day, and I found it extremely fun, and I can't play it again because I already did. How many Top Gun call signs could you name
let
right
me think about this real quick. Hold on. I don't know how much time do I have to bid. Let's see. 4? Oh, no, 5.
I think I got all but 2. All right, 1 second. Let me get the list here.
No, I can do 6.
Here we go.
I can do 6.
All right, I think there's 11 or something total. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot more than I thought.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's a bunch, and you'll know
Maverick,
when you hear them. But okay, which ones can you get?
Iceman.
Yep.
Hollywood. Joker.
Yep.
No.
Jester. Not Joker. Close though.
And Viper.
Jester dead. Yeah. And Viper. Okay, ones you didn't get, and you're gonna kick yourself for this one up front.
Okay, I'm thinking
Slider.
Okay, Slider.
That's Iceman's real, you know.
Damn! I do remember
Merlin.
Yes, I remember Merlin.
Which is actually Tim Robbins.
That's a good name. That's a good call sign. Okay, I don't remember Cougar.
Cougar.
Okay,
He's the guy that wigs out at the beginning.
That sounds like
then there's Sundown.
That sounds like a G.I. Joe character.
That's the black dude that rides with him.
I do remember Wolfman.
And Wolfman.
Okay.
And then here's the trick one that you would be hard to get for the extra bonus points. Charlie.
Okay. All right.
Kelly McGillis.
Okay.
Her call sign's Charlie.
Yeah.
That's a good game, though. I wish there were more games like that where, like, I could, because I think I got only ones I missed. I missed Charlie. I couldn't think of Charlie.
If you take it into the realm of kids stuff, you can do that. But there's not a lot of adult movies. Like, there's not a lot of movies that are like that. But if you did G.I. Joe characters or Transformers or, stuff like that, you could probably, how many Transformer names can you get? But that, I know people that are probably like 30, 50, 70. Like, geez, like, it's just too much.
Yeah, that's movie's kind of unique like that. And now they're gonna. And you hear Val Kilmer's gonna be in the new one.
Is he like no?
He can't talk. How's he gonna do that?
I thought he was like doing Mark Twain or something. What's happening with him? I don't know. But he can't talk because he got throat cancer. By the way, that requires this again.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
I mean, just gotta throw.
Oh man, Doc Holliday.
Best performance of Val Kilmer's career by.
I was watching the other day, and I was thinking the next thing I'm going to show my kids, because I've been like showing them all the stuff that they need to see, right? And I forgot that Val Kilmer was even in this, but Willow.
Yeah, I remember Willow. Yeah.
Great.
What was the guy's name? The little person who played Willow?
He's also the Ewok. It's.
I wonder. He was an
Englishman. I can't think of what his name is.
Very English name, if I remember correctly.
Warwick Davis.
There you go, Warwick. That's the.
I did not type it in.
And Davis. I should have remembered that. How many famous Davises are there? There aren't that many famous Davises, I guess. I don't know.
We should wrap it at that.
Nina Davis. Okay. I won't name famous Davises. We'll go and end this. All right, guys. Look, again, we just do this for fun, but it would definitely help us out if you gave us a rating and a review on iTunes or Apple Podcast or whatever they call it now. I have no idea how to get on Spotify, but apparently that's a podcast place now, so maybe we'll do that. Just send us feedback on Twitter and stuff. J Rodius, Davis JSN, Slop Culture Pod. That's enough for that, right?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. We're out.